All right, all right, all right. Coming in hot, rolling in on three wheels, something like that. Okay, I hope that everyone can hear me. Fingers crossed. Give me a thumbs up, give me a 100 something. Thank you guys so much, and sorry for the technical issues for the time. Let me make sure. Okay, loud and clear. Perfect. Love to hear it. Love to see it. 100 something. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, Blake had some family issues kind of running a little bit longer than he was anticipating. So you're stuck with me, and I appreciate you guys for being here. We are just going to kind of wing this a little bit. I had dropped the details about the Theory Thursday, the specifics a little later. When I talked about it last week, you guys were really excited about it. And then one thing after another, I got super sick. And then we had that epic long hearing. And anyway, so my apologies. So, hopefully there'll be some folks who want to chime in and discuss their theories. I did see that Jordan was in the house. So if Jordan's interested in hopping on and sharing with the crowd, would love to see the latest from Jordan. Earlier, also got to hear, I don't know if Carrie from Public Bureau of Investigation is here. I know that Laissez-Faire is probably, well, she's another one of the accounts that we follow on X, and Pia is her real name. Anyway, she's across the pond and is in a much different time zone than here in Central Standard Time. So she's probably fast asleep. Anyway, this is a worldwide investigation. And so we try to accommodate a lot of different time zones. And sometimes it doesn't, we're just trying to all work through this together. But I hope that everybody is, let's see, here we go. I'm starting to see some interesting comments coming through. And I apologize. I'm in the process still of working through this new little setup. I had someone come and help me with my tech this, let's see, oh my gosh, it has been a blur on Friday. And anyway, we're still working through what's going to be the best setup over here. So I've got like my laptop over here. I've got a screen over here. I'm going to be switching it up, and I've got to find what works best. But hey, Shannon, it's great to see you. And also, this time around, I decided to just stream with the landscape version instead of doing the mobile version and the landscape version. We'll see if I end up regretting that decision or not. I've told y'all that I'm like, I always do the mobile version and the landscape version, but this time I decided I was going to live on the edge and just do one. All right. All right. Well, if there is anyone who does want to be a brave soul and hop up and share a theory, by all means, let me know. Oh, goodness. I see we've got a Kelly here in the chat who says that it's 2:55 there. 2:55 in the morning? Wow. You're a night owl like me. I stay up far too late. Far too late. It's just who I am. I don't know. Someday I'll sleep, but not today. Not tonight. Okay, what theory specifically says pattern recognition or recog? Any theory. So I was kind of opening up the floor to whatever theory you guys wanted to talk about. If if any, let's see how wild. Yes, you can start tossing out theories. Here we go. Yes, Nova Cloud. So, I mean, what I really wanted to do was to have people pitch me their theories in advance, and then I was going to pick like 3 to 5 in advance, and then I was going to set you up to be able to have you come on, and we can just talk about it if you want. This time as kind of a pre, so I can tell you what I'd like for it to look like next Thursday, if that's helpful. And instead, we can pivot to uh, looking at some other videos and whatnot. I think I have a couple of backup plans that we can default to, or take suggestions of things that y'all want to look at. But yeah, you can start tossing out theories if you would like. I just would really like for people to be able to come on stage and succinctly present their theory, and then for them to be able to receive questions from the audience and address them. I think everybody deserves a chance to be able to present and to be heard, and be in the hot seat for once. Have the script flipped, you know? Hey Ruth, it's good to see you. Thank y'all so much for being here. No, Roscoe, no, I haven't done the vetting. Everyone said that they wanted to participate last week, and then no one was sending me their actual theories. So anyway, maybe now this will be the for real call to action. I should have probably made a form. Maybe that's what I could do. Maybe that'll make it feel a little bit more professional. Do one of those forms and then people can fill it out. But okay, well, I mean, Jordan says that he'd be happy to come on. I just think it would be helpful for people to for people to visually come in. And if you do have a video, for example, because a lot of people do put together a video, even if they don't have their own YouTube or something like that, they've taken the time to put together a video, say for X or Facebook or Instagram or something like that. I'd be happy to play it. I just, again, in theory, I wanted to be able to review it before I put it on. You know what I mean? But yeah, I would love Jordan. I know you. I've had you on the channel before. So if you're interested, yeah, I can send you, go ahead and send you a link. And I think it would be fun to have you up. You've done, I see Truth is in too. If Truth, if you do want to present, I know we talked about this several days ago. If you are up for presenting still, I would love to have you today as well, or tonight. My days and nights blend together. Jordan, I will go ahead and send you a link. Yes. So if for those who are interested in, as I say, coming on stage, coming on set, coming on the channel to present, then basically I'll just send you, if you want to give me an email, or if you want, you can send me an email. That maybe would be the best thing. That I can shoot you back a link to be able to join the stream. At this point, because I'm not having a chance to vet you in advance, it would be best that uh, it would just be people that I already know. You know, I'm sure you guys can appreciate that I do have to kind of I'm trying to keep it as real time as possible, but I also have to keep it between the lines. Now, yes, okay, Jordan was the guy who was pestering Blake last time, and yes, I do take issue with that, and Jordan knows how I feel about that. However, Jordan has done really solid work on the case, and so um, I can hold space for two different things. I just really hope that Jordan, I know that Jordan will be professional when it comes to sharing his theory. Y'all give me just a second so I can get this to Jordan. And yeah, he was not the guy who was, yeah, this is an important distinction. Okay. Yes, Mr. Turpin. I too would love to see what Truth has to show. I didn't see if by chance Truth said that he definitely is down to participate. Let's see here. I'll go ahead and send Truth a message on X just in case. Why did I tell Chabad Dad to zip it the other night? Well, Chabad Dad has an interesting disposition where he always cusses, uses very vulgar language, and that's why it's unacceptable, especially when like someone's saying nasty things. That's when they need to zip it. Got it? Are you ready to show something? Let me know. I'm sure that Jordan is probably getting okay. Oh yeah, he said he's trying to get it onto his computer. So he will he'll be here in just a second. And in the meantime, I am going to also send that link to Truth to see if by chance he Sorry, you guys have to watch me text for just a minute, but I'm trying to send these out. There's just one of me, and so I'm trying to produce and host. Just hang tight for just a minute. Um, oh, sorry for my dog barking. Ought to try and get a collective group of everyone that's been covering this, put your heads together while also using the masses from numerous chats, timeline it, mixed theories, etc. I mean, that's what my goal is. I am a bridge builder and someone who really tries to bring people together. I'm trying, and I felt like I was making really good progress. But then all of this infighting started to happen, and I don't know. I'm learning that there are forces that are far greater than me. I'm starting to feel a little outmatched, you guys, in some ways. So, for those of you who are continuing to really rally and cheer me on, I want you to know how much I appreciate it, because it's some days it's hard to be to stay positive. All right, we have got Jordan in the house. Jordan, you ready to hop on?
Hey,
Hey, what's going on?
do I have echo? I should probably do
You
I have
sound great.
echo? Okay, perfect. I'll put on the headphones if I need to. What do you want to talk about?
Oh man, whatever your latest and greatest is.
Right now,
Um,
as I was sitting here,
yeah.
I'm working on. So we have a lot of audio analyses going around, and I'm trying to do it in the most scientific way possible. I did a live stream last week where I wrote basically a Blender add-on that does it in 3D with Python, because that would be the only one so far that's actually done in 3D using the crack thump. And I know other people who hopefully come on here, like Truth of AIDS, thinks that it's not crack thump, but I think it is crack thump. And what I'm doing is I'm using the 3D virtual scene inside Blender to use the crack thump and calculate it in 3 dimensions. And I got a basic prototype working in that live stream, and it did not give us very good results. And but the development right now today is courtesy of Unzapped on X. I got some data from a real world test that he did on his property where we actually know the rifle's position and its direction. So I can plug in all his data with his like 3 or 4 microphones that he had scattered on his land. I can plug in that data and verify whether or not my code works. And it didn't work. So I'm currently debugging right now. So I don't have results yet, but we're going to soon.
Awesome. What's the latest with the necklace? With some of the visual elements that you've been working with.
The last big development that I had on that front was the back of the shirt puffing out on some of the video frames, or on some of the video angles. We have the back of the shirt puffing out simultaneous to the front of the shirt billowing out. And for anyone who doesn't know, because like I don't know your audience, but my theory is basically the squib theory. I think that it was what happened to Charlie on 910 was a Hollywood special effect. And the weird stuff we see on his shirt is the result of solving problems that happen when we take Hollywood special effects into live theater. One of the problems you have is if you have a prosthetic on the neck or a blood effect, in Hollywood, you cut it and then you start the camera. But in theater, which UVU basically is, you can't cut the neck, cut the prosthetic, and then have Charlie walk out, because he has to throw hats, he has to walk around, be really close to people, and you have to take all these HD photos of it. So that doesn't work. So you have to figure out a way to cut the prosthetic right before blood delivery. And I'm saying and demonstrating that the technology you would use to cut the prosthetic could be related to the shirt yanking up like this. And I'm also saying the back of the shirt puffing out the way it does, kind of like that almost on Charlie when we see it from the angle from his that direction. I was stumped by the back of the shirt for a while, and then I had an idea that the rifle overhead is supposed to be a 30-06. Whoever designed this knew it was 30-06. Everyone knows that 30-06 has an exit wound. So when I tried to replicate the back of the shirt behavior, I was doing the exact same thing I was doing on the front of the shirt. Why did I do it on the front of the shirt? To cut a prosthetic on the front of the neck. So if I'm doing it on the back of the shirt to cause the same effect on the back of the shirt, it's only logical that I'm doing that to cut a prosthetic on the back. So I thought, what if they intended to cut a prosthetic on the back for an exit wound? Don't know if that's true, but that's what makes the most sense to me. The reason the back of the shirt puffs out too is because they were using a similar device to create a fake neck wound on the rear as well, so that it looks like an exit wound. So that's the latest development there.
That's interesting. So it just ended up not working. Like it just ended up not coming out of the back. You think?
I think so. That's my best explanation. I'm not going to say I'm speculating.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say that's absolutely what happened, but that's my best explanation right now. I'm renting that explanation. I'm not married to it, but that's the one I'm renting right now.
My one of my thoughts in regards to the 30-06 was that I bet that Tyler probably had access to a few different weapons, if perhaps maybe had access to a few different guns. And but from what we've heard anecdotally, it doesn't seem that he was an avid shooter. I think we've heard that his brother was more interested in shooting with Tyler's father than Tyler was. So anyway, perhaps I'm just speculating here, but if they were involved in some sort of scheme, Discord chat, something like that, maybe Tyler was supposed to bring a gun and drop it off. And I just wonder if maybe it was to be a different gun, and then maybe the only gun that he was able to access that day ended up being the 30-06. And then that could have been kind of a surprise. So it was almost like an oopsie, like something that then they had to deal with after the fact, because it just, we all agree. I think the vast majority of us agree who don't buy the Fed narrative that there's just no way that could have been a shot from a 30-06. So
Yeah.
that gun does not make sense.
Yeah, because there's no exit wound.
And just the overall, no exit wound. The injury just does not match. Yeah.
So both interpretations add a mistake. Why should we put the mistake on Tyler Robinson and not on the gag on the back of the neck?
I'm just posing another option. That's all.
Sure.
Yeah.
The back of the neck stumped me for a long time.
And maybe it's not even on Tyler. Maybe it's not even on Tyler. Maybe it's on that was the only gun that the feds could find, or whoever could find when they went to go search and find a gun to be planted. Now I'm really taking a leap and saying, that the cops planted it there, right? But anyway, we're just having fun with theories.
Yeah. I want to solve the puzzle though. I was pretty frustrated last night. Another problem I'm trying to solve is I posted about it on X earlier today. I'm trying to figure out problems with my theory. I'm trying to replicate everything we see so that we can do a demonstration out in the field with a lot of people and replicate it absolutely perfectly. I'm trying to figure out how to get to that place. I'm not there yet. One of the reasons is in the video footage on nearly every video that we have, his neck goes from this position to this position in an extremely rapid amount of time. I cannot replicate that with my brain and my muscles. I'm just too slow by a pretty significant factor. So if I do like that, it's not fast enough, no matter
Hmm.
how hard I try.
Wow.
So there's one of two options. It can either be a frame rate discrepancy that is causing it to only appear as though it's going faster when in reality there's missing frames or something, or some other compression distortion, or it means that there is some kind of mechanical action acting on his head that is actually forcing it down. And none of the squib stuff is going to explain that because the amount of mass in compressed CO2 acting on my neck this way is number one, acting the wrong way. It would push my neck up from this direction, and the one back here is pushing my neck down, but they're equalized and it's just not enough force, period. And I can't replicate it with my reflexes, I don't think. There's another interpretation that says that he heard the rifle and it was just a reaction to the rifle. And I don't think that's it because I cannot, like, I filmed myself over and over again last night and then went frame by frame by frame. I can't do it, not even close. So I need to figure that out. If it's just the frame rate weirdness or compression weirdness, or if I need to figure out some other mechanism, or my theory could be completely wrong, you know? Always like every theory that I take is a rental. It's a rental car.
Yeah.
I'm not married to it.
I
So if I find out that the squib theory, I don't like calling it a squib, but the squib theory is wrong because of that, and I can prove it's not frame rate, it's not compression, there's some kind of mechanical action that's not explainable by the squib, then I need to figure out why I was wrong. So that's where I'm at with that.
Let me put this super chat. Thank you so much, Gray Rock, for the super chat. I'm new. What are the white chords? So I am, I'm going to take a leap here, assume that you are talking about what appear to be the sort of chords kind of slinging off of the back at the time of the shot. Is that your interpretation? Like what's really the necklace? But can you
I'm not
can you Gray Rock? Can you please confirm if that's what you're referring to? Yes, and then they can be seen carrying him out. That seems like a squib. Yep. Okay.
I'm not
I
sure what
will.
they're asking.
Jordan, in some of the videos, and I'll see if I can try to pull up a still. But when in there are some of those videos where we see like a long string type thing, which really it's like some people say it's the necklace, some people have speculate that it's a squib, and then
I wouldn't
also
call
like
that. I don't know if I would call that white though. I'm gonna look and see. But yeah, I know what that is, but I'm
mhm,
not sure if I would call that white. Squib tube. They might be talking about when he's being carried out.
carried
It
out.
looks like
Yes.
there's a tube falling. I
Hmm.
think that might be one of the earpieces though from one of the security guys, because in that same photo you can see one of the earpieces and the little tube going to the earpiece looks pretty similar. So I think that might be what that is, but that's not white either. So I don't know.
Kind of a grayish, or a lighter color. if I recall. I'm searching too. I need to do a better job of organizing all my
It's on McClintock, I think.
items.
See if I can find it. Aftermath. You. The wrong. No, I have it right here.
Okay.
I think I can share my screen. I think I am right now.
Mhm.
And this is one of the things they might be talking about. I think you can see what I'm looking at. I think this one is YouTube safe. That might be what they're talking about.
I will y'all give me just a second. I'll see if
Oh, I
I
don't think they could see me.
No. Give me just a second. I'll pull something up. Like I know I have all of this already downloaded.
Wait, is that my screen or you? Is that my screen? Oh, that was my screen. Hold
Yeah,
on.
I just saw that you were on X, that's all.
What on earth? Oh, I wonder if that broke. Yeah, my screen share broke. I would have to restart my thing. That's okay.
Okay, no worries. Oh, actually, oh wow, what do you know? Okay, um I have a shockingly really pretty good picture somehow, some way. I'm kind of surprised. Okay, stand by, you guys. I actually had already zoomed in on one, so this is good.
I think I have my screen share back. We need it.
Thank y'all for your patience.
But
It's
this
like
is what I found. I think you can actually see my screen now.
let's see.
No, me.
Okay, I'm about to put 2 different pictures up. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, that's it.
I wish there was a way for me to zoom in a little more, but this is what we'll go with. Okay, so what do y'all think? You want to put a 1 in the chat if you think it's a cord or tube of some sort. Put a 2 in the chat if you think it's a necklace. A 1 if you think it's a cord or a tube. A 2 if you think it's a necklace.
And if I can show the earpiece I'm talking about,
Sure.
you should be able to see it now.
Oh, yep. Okay,
This
here we
is
go.
the little earpiece I'm talking about.
Okay,
It's
yep.
in the same photo.
Let me remove. Yep, there you go. And then let me remove myself.
So it kind of,
Oh, no, sorry. I'm trying to get rid of me. Hold on. Ah, get rid of me. Come on. There we go. Well, I see.
Can you,
Yeah, so funny you should show that because I happen to have one of those with me. I have
yeah,
one from my
exactly.
TV days. I actually went into my attic this week and I pulled out my old TV box of stuff, and I was so proud of myself that I
Have
got
you
one.
ever seen one with the longer clear tube?
Yeah, I mean, yes. And I have probably that was like even an older one. This is, I think this was like a more modern one just because you could just pull it off and disconnect. And then probably my first iterations that I do still have the very long, thicker clear tube.
Yeah, we need to find some product photos, some more modern ones to see if they have the longer tube that would be dangling all the way that
Mhm.
much.
Yeah,
But it could be a blood tube too.
could be.
But the
Could
one
be.
that flies around the neck is almost certainly the necklace.
Yeah.
And another interesting thing that I found in my testing, I need to come up with the right physics term for it, but the way, let me see if I can pull this up. I want to be careful with this particular file. Turn off audio. There's a particular frame on Charlie when it happens where I think I can show this. I should be able to show this. There's nothing objectionable there. So if you look at my feed, you can see how, I guess it is a white tube. I guess I can see how that could be a white tube in that light. But
Mhm.
the way this thing curves,
Oh, here, let
the
me.
shape of that thing kind of bugged me for a while because I couldn't figure out how you would make it do that shape.
Mhm.
But I actually figured out how to recreate that. I've actually demonstrated that shape. I think it has to do with exactly how you point it. If I go back to me and make sure that I'm putting out what I think I am. So this is my pendant gun thing, and I put the pendant into it like that, and the real one would be heat shrink tubing so that you can actually hide it under the shirt. But depending on the angle, you can get it to do that kind of like a bullwhip effect where it sort of curves in the air instead of just going like it's kind of hard to demonstrate, but instead of it just moving like that, it does like a whip like that.
Yeah.
I figured out how to make it whip like that in order to recreate what we see on Charlie. And I think it's the angle. And that's really useful because it tells me exactly what angle it would have had to have been pointed in for the observed effect. I'm going to try to find the video I have where I demonstrate that if I can.
It looks like a tube from a catheter. Maybe. I mean, I guess that's kind of not a far stretch, right, Jordan?
I don't know. I don't have experience with that.
No, okay. Gotcha.
Oh, here we go. I found it. Okay. I'm gonna screen share again here. Pause that video. Can they see my screen?
They sure can't hear. I'll make you full screen.
Thank
Um,
you.
you got it. Oh, not me. Not me, please. Hold on. Let's see.
I need another monitor so I can actually see and share my screen at the same time. Am I on? I am on. Okay. And back to screen. So this is the demonstration where I reproduced that. And you can see it's kind of hard to see, and through the YouTube compression is probably even more difficult to see. But you can, and the chain did not break in this experiment. I'm still working on that. I've gotten it to break, but not in quite the way I need it to. But you can see that it is sort of whipping up like a bullwhip, sort of in a curved shape, that in such a way that if it had broken, it would have behaved very similarly to Charlie on the left side of the screen here, on the right side of my face, as well as on the left side of my face on the right part of the screen. You can see that effect that we see on Charlie. So that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Do you have uh, a video that you could show us just of one of your recent experiments
I
or
have a
test
lot
runs?
of those. Um, you want
One
me
that
to
you
show
like
the one
in
that just
particular?
went viral, I guess?
Oh yeah, yeah. Why
Well, I
not?
want to be careful because this is YouTube. Um, I won't show the last one because that has Charlie in it and it got
Okay.
censored by X. And if it gets censored by X, then you
Wow.
know it's bad.
Okay.
So I'll show one of the other ones. I don't know what it's like like what you guys were talking about last night at like midnight. It's definitely luck because somehow I got 25 million impressions on 3 posts in 1 week. It's 100% luck.
Yeah.
Um, this one's pretty good. Um, I can show these ones. I'm now sharing my screen. Let me know when to go.
Okay. Let me see if I can make you.
And do we have Truth Evades coming on?
I sent him a message with
He was in the
things.
chat.
I don't know. It's like he popped in and
He came on my spaces once,
oh,
and
okay. I
he
see.
shared his
He
theory.
said I'm so tired. He will definitely do it another night, but he's not
Well,
feeling good
that's
tonight.
fair. We don't
Yep.
know where he lives, so it could be like 3 a.m. for him.
Yeah.
But he came on my spaces once, so that was pretty cool. Can I go?
Yep. I'm ready when you
Okay.
are.
I don't have a monitor, so when I do this, I cannot see anything.
Okay. Well, there you go.
So that's some of the more recent ones. I think it's replaying now.
Yeah.
So that is with the shirt I'm wearing with the Nike logo on it. This one is 100% polyester shirt. And I know, so we know exactly what shirt Charlie was wearing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a graphic, it's Carhartt
Or hurt. Mm-hmm.
Forest Sun Defender, which is 100% polyester, ordered through Graphic Goat. And we know that because we can see the Graphic Goat logo on,
On the yes.
we can see the Graphic Goat logo. This is the back of the shirt. You have it's not on this one, but on his, we can see in the photos and basically every photo of the back
That
of the
it's like
shirt. There's the
right.
Carhartt logo right here, and then there's the Graphic Goat logo
Mm-hmm.
right there.
Yep.
So we know, and there's also a Carhartt logo
At the very bottom, right?
of the sleeve, yeah. So we know it's Carhartt and we know it's Graphic Goat. So Graphic Goat is the people who print Freedom on it. And so we go to graphicgoat.com and I'm sharing my screen if you so choose to share it.
No, this is
So we go
wonderful. Yeah.
to, what's that?
No, this is great. Yeah, I was just going to tell people in the meantime while you're pulling that up. I mean, it's amazing the links that we go to. I've done the same thing that we go to find the exact the exact products so we can try our very very best to recreate things. I was even looking at Jordan. I thought that maybe, look at, there was like a whole lot of me in that one for a second. That they had a flame retardant shirt, like a fireproof shirt that I was looking at one point, but I couldn't find it in the short sleeve. I wasn't able to determine if they made it,
Was
within
that
the last
Graphic
year.
Goat or was that Carhartt?
Carhartt specifically, but in all white. And I thought, well, I mean, if it was what they wanted, they still could have bought that specific sleeve,
I now have a monitor so I can see what's going on. It looks like I am half screen right now,
Oh,
but I think you can see the middle
part.
part, which is the important part. So when you go to graphicgoat.com, and I really need to make a video where I show these logos. There's X posts about it, but nothing like well prepared. Okay, I'm full screen now. So when you go to graphicgoat.com, all products, t-shirts, because he's wearing a t-shirt. It's not a polo. It's not long sleeves, not sweatshirt, not jackets, vests, not hats, caps, unisex. Well, it's probably unisex, but youth apparel. So we just go to t-shirts here and all made unisex, tri-blend. We're looking for something Carhartt. Not seeing Carhartt. Oh, Carhartt workwear, pocket long sleeve shirt. None of the, okay, this one, workwear pocket short sleeve t-shirt. Could be that one. But we also have this one here, the Carhartt Force Sun Defender.
Sun Defender. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember exactly how we got away from workwear pocket. Oh, because it doesn't have a pocket.
Right.
That's how we know it's not that one.
Yep.
So it pretty much has to be the Carhartt Force Sun Defender.
Yep.
And then you can add your own custom text. It doesn't have a designer. You just have to upload a file and then describe where you want it. And I have not ordered it yet. I need to. I'm hoping they don't reject the order because like they would know exactly what it is if humans actually look at the orders. But what I'll address real fast, if I may,
Sure.
is a lot of people try to find out what shirt he was wearing. I don't want to go back to me now because I don't need to. But other people trying to figure out what shirt he was wearing, they just go to tpusa.org or .com. I don't know which one it is. And they look at the TPUSA version and it's like that didn't come out until after the shooting. So like it's probably not that one because like when Charlie purchased his shirt, he didn't get it from tpusa.org. Like it didn't exist and you can use Wayback Machine and like we can see the logos on it.
Right.
So just looking at the TPUSA Grifter edition, as I call it, does not get you the correct material. And the reason the material is important is because when I was doing my tests originally, I was not getting the correct shirt curl. So there is, let me see now. When this thing comes up in the video, it makes a really unique curl, like an arch of the freedom. It's not linear like that. It just makes a really nice, elegant arc of the shirt, of the lettering. I cannot reproduce that with the cotton shirt, but as soon as I switched to the 100% polyester, it worked. So,
yeah.
And I don't want to show that video because that has Charlie in it. And I don't want to trigger any YouTube stuff.
Fair enough. Yeah, I definitely think that the weight of the shirt, the way that it moves, I mean, there's so many little intricacies with a fabric that it literally
Stretchiness.
makes a difference. The cut of a neckline, how low it is, how the sleeves hang. I mean, and when you think about how that microphone was hanging too, was it a high neck? Was it a V neck? Was it all of those things? Was there a pocket, right? There wasn't a pocket, obviously, because it had freedom across the shirt, across the chest. But all of those things, when you are doing what we deem to be as close to a scientific experiment as possible, you need to be as accurate as possible.
I like to pretend as though I'm the NTSB. I like to adopt their methods, their methodology, and that's what they do. Like they do tons of experiments when they try to figure out what crashed a plane. And you got to do experiments. If you want to say a part failed on a plane, you have to demonstrate the part failing in those conditions. Same thing here. If I want to say that a certain thing happened under the shirt, I need to be able to reproduce that and demonstrate it.
So actually, Shannon is asking a great question, and I'm so glad you asked this, Shannon. I was going to mention something kind of along these lines a minute ago. She asked, Jordan, do you think it's possible that CK was tased at the same time that the CO2 went off? This could possibly account for the head jolt. And to kind of piggyback off of that, I was wondering if you had ever experienced any of those, like a TENS machine or anything like that. I've done some of these different treatments where they kind of use this it's sort of like a muscle stimulator, right? And it will make your muscles tighten up, and you can turn them up to varying levels, and it can make you clench. And so anyway, yeah. What do you think, Jordan?
Is that I think I know who that is. I think she has an X account. I think I know who that is.
Yes,
I've talked to
yes,
her a few times. Maybe. Is it?
yes. Hmm.
Anyway, um, I don't have any experience being shocked like that with a taser myself. The only knowledge I have of that is watching like YouTube videos of training of people doing it that way, and I guess cop videos as well. So I can't properly answer that question because I don't know, but it is interesting for sure. You can mix that or choose not to mix that with the electrocution theory. Electrocution means you become deceased as a result of the electricity. So making a delineation between electrocution and shock. So this would be the shock theory. I don't know, but my issue with the electrocution theory is what they're calling what they're calling burns on the hands. I think it's just blood, and I don't see clear evidence of a electrical pathway going through Charlie. I could be convinced, but you also have the two marks on his forearms right here that look like they could be taser, but I don't see how that would have contributed to the neck movement at the time of CO2 discharge. So I would need to see the electrical pathway. People have talked about the chair and how it didn't have the rubber feet on the chair, but when we're talking about earth ground and voltages within like 120 and 240, this is kind of about the stuff that Ali Top Files talks about. Earth ground is only really relevant so far as you're talking about like lightning amounts of electricity. It's not really relevant in terms of 120 volts, 220 volts coming out of a receptacle, because you can touch the hot on a receptacle and be standing in wet water on bare dirt, and you're not going to feel anything because dirt is extremely resistive to that amount of voltage. So in general, a lot of the discussion on that I find myself disagreeing with because it comes from a misunderstanding of the amount of electricity it takes for earth ground to actually be safety relevant. But that doesn't rule out things like intentionally amplified charges that are intended to do stuff like, a horse fence, which operates at like 20,000 volts or something. Yeah, I don't see direct evidence of it, but it could be. It's definitely worth doing some tests.
Have you ever used a TENS unit before? I mean, they're used in like to, I guess, as a pain relief kind of therapeutic thing. If you like, some chiropractors will use them and things like that. They like will literally make your muscles kind of jump.
TENS unit?
Tens, TENS
I'm Googling it now.
or EMS.
Electroacupuncture muscle stimulator.
Hmm.
I should check it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So does it make you jerk?
It does. It does. So I've used, for those who don't know, well, probably most of y'all don't know because my life kind of prior to, in between being an investigative journalist and then doing what I'm doing right now is in the sort of lifestyle content creation space, and doing a lot of, say, beauty blogger kind of things, testing out different treatments, things like that. So anyway, one of the things that I've tried before is, this like, technology that uses EMS, and it actually can help build muscle. Okay, and they can use it on, say, your abs or your arms or your calves or your butt or whatever. And they strap it to you, and it literally causes, they say it'll be like doing 20,000 crunches in 30 minutes or 20,000 squats in 30 minutes. And it causes these, essentially involuntary muscle contractions, and it will literally make you completely tense up. And so that was the, I don't know, when I was trying to think what could possibly make him jerk or jolt like that, that was one thing that I thought of.
That's pretty interesting because do you know where that would be worn on the body if it was permanent?
I mean, somewhere, I mean, it could be worn anywhere.
Would it, okay. Let me share my screen. And I don't know how much I can zoom in on this particular one. It's probably not going to show up very well. Alt plus, Windows key plus. Here we go. Maybe we can see that.
Hmm.
So when Charlie came out, he was wearing, and I probably just messed it up because I'm in split screen, but he was wearing some kind of fanny pack
Mm.
under his shirt around his belly. And I discussed this with someone, I think in DMs on X.
Here, let me
And I
remove.
came up with a whole list of medical devices and this device, this TENS unit,
Yeah.
as a candidate for what he could have been wearing down there. And it appears as though that could have been that TENS unit.
Hmm.
So that's quite interesting. And when I did my stuff, like when I do my demonstrations, I never feel the need to put something on the stomach right there. So I was always kind of wondering, like, what would that be? Because my tests don't need it there. I put my stuff under the shorts. That's
Right.
far better place. But maybe that's what that is. Maybe that explains my problem with the head nodding forward. So that's perfect. Thank you so much for bringing that up.
Yeah.
I will look into that further and see if I can find some videos of people experiencing that and see if it translates to the neck movement and some of the other. I don't think it would explain the posturing, but maybe the neck movement that's had me stumped.
Yeah, it could. I mean, there's a wide variety of different things. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Psych Nurse Renee, thank you for the super chat. I can send you one. I have an extra one. Oh, okay. Now we're cooking.
Oh, they're talking to me. It took me a
Yeah.
couple of minutes to
Yeah.
to figure that out. I don't have a PO box. Um, but I'll look for some videos first just to filter it to just to get an idea of what it might actually look like before I have someone send me stuff in the public. Oh, she's a nurse though, so that would make sense. I wonder if we can ask her if she thinks that would explain the forward nod.
Yeah.
If she's still in
Um,
the chat.
yeah, just curious for anyone who has used that before or who has any medical experience with that. I mean, for me, Jordan, I can send you some pictures or videos. I've got plenty of videos of me using these devices before, and it's pretty funny. I mean, it will, depending on how the intensity of them, it can be pretty dramatic.
Do you know how those would be triggered?
They can be triggered remotely. They like, yeah,
Like,
they can
is
be on a
there
timer. They
a
can be,
where's my thing? Could it be on something like let me show could it be on something like this?
yeah, it could be something like that.
Okay, because that allows me to connect it to my DMX stuff,
Hmm.
and that puts it directly into the show control system, which powers everything. So that is very interesting.
As Shannon said, triggered by Brian Harpole. I mean, so look, it could it be someone has said, I think the tens machine is unnecessary. Here's why I think that it could be necessary. Because if you're trying to remind Charlie to have this reaction at a certain point, whether it's Brian, whether it's Rick Cutler doing it, whoever, if somebody is responsible for triggering this, then I don't know. It's like making it happen. You know, it's just the way that something to think about.
So once I make some purchases, I will be able to go into one computer. I have I'm going to be using lighting software basically, DMX control, which is what, like, if you go to a concert and you have all these crazy moving lights, that's controlled by DMX. So if once I purchase the stuff that I need, I'll be able to purchase a DMX relay, which means that I can program the computer to fire this relay at this time, that relay at that time, and I can type in fire this at 0.0127 seconds, and then the next one at 0.178 seconds. I can have that amount of precision, and then that opens and closes relays. And I can then connect those opening and closing relays. I can just take this apart and solder some wires to the button, and that way I have DMX control over really anything. And that allows you to theoretically connect and what is it, a tens unit to a trigger for the CO2 gun, to the valve for the blood, to the trigger on the rifle as well, so that everything is typed into the computer and it's all just basically an Excel spreadsheet that controls everything.
That's
And
awesome.
once I
Yeah.
get that, I'll be demonstrating that with my broadcast that I used to do every night of every test.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, we look forward to seeing that element be integrated. Um, okay, let's see. And if anybody was giving Renee a hard time, psych nurse Renee a hard time, please, y'all back off. She was being so kind to volunteer to help. Please do not give her a hard time. That's crazy, y'all.
Oh, we have tens unit challenge here. This will be interesting. I'll mute it. Oh, I thought I muted it. There we go. I wouldn't show. I'm not showing this because I don't know if it. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm going to see if this does it. I have a video I'm watching. And not quite. Maybe that was a lower power setting though. I'll share my screen now.
Oh, okay.
So I guess she's going to do it here.
Hold on.
She doesn't really jerk.
Oh,
She
sorry.
maybe that was on a lower power setting though. See if I can
Yeah.
find a better one.
Yeah, and I think it depends on where they're located and, they're going to be like strategically located in a certain spot, what the power setting is, what the person's you know, tolerance is. And I mean, even if they know how they should react or need to react. Okay, let me put that other question back up on stage. Okay, from Roscoe. Jordan, why do you think they chose the neck instead of his chest? Seems like it would have been easier to set up with less rate of failure and support the 30-06 narrative.
Because the Squibbers would have united on day one. It's way too easy to fake a wound under the shirt. Oh. The prosthetic is like 1,000 times more convincing and difficult to achieve, especially when he's walking around. So if it was just like a little spurt of blood coming out here, a little spurt of blood coming out there, like you need your burden of proof to prove that he's dead is so much higher. And that just makes it a lot more difficult in the end. So the Squibbers would have united on day one, and it would have been like the top theory from the very beginning. So that's why I think it's just much more convincing.
Yeah. Speaking of audio, from Nova Cloud, speaking of audio, does anyone know if there was ongoing audio after the shot, aside from phones like mic or speakers or the cam behind? As far as I know, no. I've asked that same question. I don't think that we've heard any ongoing any ongoing audio, like once all of the security guys descend upon Charlie, any of that shuffle and commotion and all of that. I mean, I don't think that we see Philip Goldsberry being back there, so savvy that he cuts all of the audio off really quickly. No.
So the microphone that was on that Charlie was holding, SM58, it's a
Mhm.
very small pickup range, very small pickup pattern. So it's not going to pick up the audio. So if he drops it here and then all this stuff happens all the way over there, it's not going to pick that up. You might have noise gates on it. I have a noise gate on me. So like if I start talking back here, you can probably hear the noise gate starting to pick in maybe a little bit. So you're going to probably have something like that on it. So it's not going to pick up. But I have not personally confirmed this, but I heard that there was some feedback whine that persisted well after the shooting. And I think someone like went up to one of the speakers and turned it off, or maybe went to the soundboard. I saw a video of it. I think there might have been some persistent whine, but nothing intelligible, I don't think.
Got it. Well, if and when we ever get a hold of that uh, audio slash video that supposedly exists and has supposedly been turned over, then and only then may we know.
The gore shut my brain down. I cried. Yeah, when you watch that stuff, you have to like go find a happy video to watch immediately afterwards. At least until you become convinced it's fake. But when you believe it's real, you have to go find a happy video to watch afterwards.
Mhm. Mm.
Yeah, it really sucks.
Let's see here. I just saw one I wanted to bring up.
A wine. but what would cause such electrical output swapped or electromagnet still active? There was some feedback throughout the whole event because, in my opinion, they should have had much beefier speakers. And when you have low powered speakers, you can very easily run into feedback because you have to pump up the gain so much. And it's just not good. You need much higher powered, not higher powered, but they only had like one speaker here for this whole area, but they needed like little arrays where you have one speaker on top of another, on top of another, on top of another, and they're sort of angled in different directions in a curve so that the one on top goes all the way out to the balcony, all the way in the back, and then the next one a little bit closer, and then the next one a little bit closer. But they had feedback the whole time. So it was probably just residual feedback because they did not have those speakers.
Tool Druid, the fact that the FBI isn't looking into the anomalies, they aren't even trying at this point. They're selling us the sloppy Tyler Robinson lone wolf narrative, whether we like it or not. Whether it be the FBI or the local Utah police, law enforcement there, who are technically the ones responsible for investigating the case, because technically it's not a federal case. Yeah. As far as we know, they've got their guy, as they say. But I think Jordan and I would agree that that's all for a reason. They're not interested in looking any
Yeah, and I'm
further.
not sure who exactly would be in on it, but yeah. Dr. Conspiracy, I think I remember seeing your tweet about that, and I tried to find it in my own videos that I have from archive.org. I couldn't find the angle that you were referencing. I'm talking about the much longer
Here we go.
one. Yeah, that one. Thank you. I saw that post last night. I couldn't find it in the footage I have, so that's why I didn't respond to it. I tried to find it, but I couldn't. So I'm gonna try to figure out what angle it was you had, so I can verify it's in my version. But,
I'm going to pull
I
the
don't know.
comment down. Do you want to try to look for it now, and I can keep talking through some questions?
For his
Or were you
post
gonna
or
look
for
at
the
it later?
video? Because I don't know where he got that's a he. I don't know where he got the video from.
Oh, here we go.
The
He
source
said,
video.
we can see the light clearly in a number of videos, especially video 15. I think he's saying from the archive.
Okay, I'll check it out. I have it bookmarked. Do bookmarks. I just want to see my bookmarks. Can I see my bookmarks?
Do you
I
need
swear
me
they used.
to do something different with your screen, or are you able to see what you need to see on your end?
No, they updated Chrome so that the bookmarks aren't where they used to be, and I can't find them, so I have to dig around trying to find them. Sorry, because I know I have it
You're good.
bookmarked. Go all bookmarks. Here we go. Okay, 15. Oh, this is that one. I have this one. Yeah,
And
I
then
have this one.
I've got, I'm going to save this. I'm going to take it off of the screen, Dr. Conspiracy, but I've got it starred, so I'll pull it back up. But he's got a timestamp and X and Y axis. Stormy Light, the most damning evidence, in my opinion, is the fact that they did not have the security set up for the next event the next day. So, there's so many issues with security, right? Obviously, even with the day of the event, okay? The fact that Charlie had said that he felt concerned for his life and had supposedly sent these text messages to Dan Flood and Brian Harpole and to his friends, and had been expressing concerns on his life, about threats on his life. yet and was going to a university with, you know, could be even if it was just 600 kids, people, still, it's an open air event. And they were supposed to have all the people, attendees were supposed to be ticketed. Yet apparently nobody was scanning tickets at all. They had no method set up for that, no point of entry. They had no bag checks there. Like, what, in 2025? No bag checks? Are you kidding me?
I wonder how much of that was. I wonder how much of that was just the architect or the way it was set up, the way the campus was set up. You
Well,
have like 20 million different access points.
previously, when Candace had actually attended a an event with Charlie at UVU a few years before, and they had spoken in an indoor auditorium,
Yeah.
right? I mean, if there's a will, there's a way. You know, you can. I mean, they could have held the event on a Saturday and not done it during a class day when people are moving around with such frequency in between classes. You know, like, I just think that there's an opportunity to be able to create a controlled environment if you want to.
In my opinion is if I'm the security guy, if Charlie's my dude, my protectee, I go out there, I look at that and I see that. Nope, you're not allowed to go out there, Charlie. Nope, sorry.
Yeah,
You have to do it someplace else.
that's right. I mean,
And
that's
even
wow.
Frank Turek noticed that.
Yeah. Which, I mean, what a weird comment. My gosh. Like, for Frank to say so immediately after, like, yeah, we were looking at this drone footage on the way in. And I said, man, Charlie, are you sure something about this place really seems strange? Look at all these people. Look at all these rooftops. But you know, Charlie, he just really wanted to reach all the people wherever they were.
He wasn't an idiot though,
Which one?
Charlie. Like
Yeah.
they're saying that it was all just because he was stubborn, but
Yeah.
was he though? Or did he do it responsibly? You can be stubborn and be responsible at the same
Right.
time.
Yeah. Right. And he was in theory responsible because he'd hired what was supposed to be a world class security firm, which I'm sure he was paying a pretty whole lot of pennies for, millions and millions of dollars for.
And my thing is, you can have someone with, assuming it happened as they said it did, you can have someone who's a paraplegic in a wheelchair just go sit by that roof access with a radio. Problem solved. Doesn't need millions of dollars. Or
Yeah.
any TPUSA volunteer, any of the local chapter volunteers. Hey, can you just keep this radio on you? Here's how you operate the radio. Stand by that roof access and just make sure nobody goes onto the roof. Done.
Hmm. Yeah.
And you say, "Oh, well, we didn't know. It's like we had no idea this thing could happen." Really? After Butler?
Right. That's why none of it adds up in terms of the naivete of it. It just does not add up. It's so staged and it's so bad. He's in Valhalla with Uncle Jeff sipping pina coladas. Could be. Could be.
So I'm think I do a lot of. Did you want to talk about that?
I, I'm just gonna leave it there.
I when I do my spaces, It's like a debate me spaces. I'm not advertising it, but I talk to a lot of people with a lot of different theories over there on X. I'm just going to go through some of the theories that I've heard over there. One of them from Shannon, I think. She thinks that there was a fiber woven into his shirt that had something to do with what happened. It's like a conductive fiber, carbon nanotubes, I think is what it's called. That was one of the things she told me about. I don't have anything to follow up on with that because it's not a fully developed theory and I don't know what to follow up on. But that's one of the other theories I know about. We have a couple people putting the shot in under the umbrella. Ooh, do we have the umbrella theory or the umbrella stuff?
I did ask, let me see. She might have, let me see if
Because
she's
I had asked for a video of that in the space earlier today. They didn't have one, but she said she was going to post one. Because she did have the one video, but it was just still images. And that doesn't help me understand what was actually going on. But I'll see if I don't know how to pronounce that. Liza Fair,
Mm-hmm.
if she maybe posted it. But I think she has some troubles with editing, and that might be why. I don't see it there. But basically, like from what I remember, they were saying there was people handing stuff off around the red umbrella. The red umbrella, for people unaware, there was a girl sitting in the venue with a red umbrella, and she seemed kind of suspicious. Apparently, there were some bags under there or around there. There was a guy who seemed like he was guarding it, telling people not to walk too close to it or something. And there was some suspicious behavior after the shot came out. And it had something to do with, I forget his name, the guy who got arrested. It was pretty close to him. So
George
I think
Zinn?
that's a good summary. George Zinn, yeah, had something to do with him. It was in his area.
I
But
just,
I want to see the video.
so I just put in our private chat, Jordan. I just sent you the tweet that she sent me that I guess is the closest thing that's going to get us there with the time
I'm
code.
watching it now.
Okay.
I see a tunnel. Um, she sent you. Who is that? I think she's French. The French lady, or Pia.
So let's see, either was either Pia or that was Carrie. Carrie had texted me that earlier. But yes,
I'm
she said
scrubbing through.
237 video on the bottom right. Um,
Have you seen the
Shaner,
video?
no.
237.
And then Shaner and then Rob on the laptop behind the red umbrella. While you're looking at that, I'm gonna scan through the chat.
I guess it's not that video. Because that's just, I don't see it at 237 there. Yeah, this doesn't look like footage from the day. This is after the fact. Ooh,
Mm.
I made this is off topic, but
Mhm.
Kelly, I made a tweet about your white dot.
Oh yeah,
I made a video on it. Did you see my video?
I did not.
You didn't? Okay. I retracted it because I was looking at the wrong tower. But the initial conclusion of the video that I retracted was that it was still suspicious. Afterwards, Allgeist sent me a complaint about that video and explained why the video was wrong. And it turned out he was right. So I thanked him and I deleted the video. He was saying that it was a different tower, and it turns out I had looked at the wrong tower. But if I can share my screen, I have done so. He was saying that it was on I don't know if they can see. This has lag, so I don't know. But if you look at my screen right now,
I
it's
see
to
you.
the right of this tower. It
Okay.
looks like I'm full screen now. But I wonder what that structure on that tower is. Algeist was saying there was some kind of structure to the right of it on the roof. I don't think they can see my mouse, but
Yeah,
on
they can. They
on
can.
the roof right here is where Algeist said it was, and there was some kind of structure on the roof. But I'm wondering what is this?
Hmm.
Do we know what that is? What is it's like looks like one of those TIE fighters in Star Wars almost.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Is this some
Is
kind of
that
like weather vane or something? I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe. I wonder if that's what it was. Some kind of weather station.
Uh,
Like maybe something spinning and then maybe it caught the sunlight for a little bit.
I'm not gonna buy it. I'm going down. I'm going down swinging on that one until
But
I
what
get
I
there myself and see it with
That's fair.
multiple cameras, with
But
my
what I had
two
done
eyes and multiple cameras.
That's fair. But what I had done in my video that was novel, I got to Gary from Paramount Tactical's his scan, and I actually have it on my computer now where it's actually useful, and I'm still sharing my screen. But I was able to pull that into Blender, which is my software of choice, and I can simulate that camera angle pretty much perfectly, and I can just zoom in infinite. I have infinite zoom now. So I can see if I line up the camera just right, and I think you can see it now. I have as long as I line up the camera correctly, I get infinite zoom. And view cameras, active camera. So this is more or less it, but right now I have it wrong. But see how I have infinite zoom basically?
Yes.
I can see exactly where it would be pointing, but I have it wrong now because it's not that tower, it's the other tower. So I need to move around the camera to get it correct. But that's the idea of my video, and I need to come out with a new one doing it with the correct tower. So that's what that video was, but it was wrong.
I mean, that's pretty impressive, Jordan. I think you're the first person that I've seen actually be able to put old Paramount Tactical's tool to work,
Yeah,
because I think it was crashing everyone else's computers from
yeah,
what
because it
I.
had like 100 million vertices in it, and it was like 5 or 6 gigabytes. But I have my own file now. I used a decimator modifier on it, and I got it down to like 400 megabytes, like zero point 0.4 gigabytes. And so I posted on X. I don't think it came with a license, so I think I can share it. But I posted it on X. If you need it, if you want it, if you're in the audience and you want that file, that's LiDAR data from a drone on the scene, it's a Blender file. I can export it in OBJ or in .blend or whatever. DM me on X and I can send that to you. I don't have it hosted right now, so there's no link, but just DM me on X and I can get that to you.
There are
Um,
several people with questions. So let's see. I also have my own Blender tool that simulates sound waves visually. Interesting.
does it do supersonic?
Weigh in, Vindicty.
And how is it coded? I think there was another question there.
Oh, yes.
Um,
Yep. Ask Jordan if he used the LiDAR from others for the Blender rendering.
I used the LiDAR data from Paramount Tactical. So I think that would be a yes.
Let's
Oh, I don't
see.
trust this guy if he's posting project videos and talking to Gary the Fed. I'm not talking to Gary. I don't know the guy. I think I had like a couple of tweet exchanges with him, but Gary posted it publicly. So, like, you can go find it yourself as well.
Months
He made a video
ago,
about it.
months ago.
Kelly, on the other hand,
That's right.
she has been talking to Gary, so you can direct that towards Kelly, not me.
Okay. Okay. You know what? For the record, hold on a second. For the record, I have been on Gary's show. Yes, this is true. Paramount Tactical one time. And y'all, I have never communicated with him since. I don't know. I even texted him after a couple of weeks after. Never heard back from him. Never heard back from him. Not a single response. So I don't know. I guess it was just it. Wait, I'll tell you, it was not my finest performance. I would rather forget that I was ever on that stream to begin with, but it was my first foray into the Charlie Kirk investigation. So,
He was doing a good job back then. He was doing a good job for the most part.
He was.
Everyone was kind of unified at the beginning because we hadn't had enough time for people to diverge. But he was doing good work back then. Not so much now, in my opinion, but he was doing good work back then.
Yeah. Let's see.
Do we have anyone else who wants to share a theory?
Oh, here we go. Jordan, is X the only way that I can contact you about the Blender stuff?
My email is on my YouTube about, but if you just DM me, maybe that person doesn't have an X account. You can go to my YouTube account. I don't think it's. I think I can post it here.
Yeah, tell me your YouTube. Okay, you want to? Sorry, I don't have it up for you.
I just commented in the chat, so they can see that. If you click on my YouTube, you know what? Maybe you can actually do that. If you just type in Jordan Henshaw into YouTube, you can find my YouTube and go to the About page on that YouTube channel, and my email is there if you don't have an X account.
And once we wrap up this stream, I will also make sure to put a link to Jordan's YouTube in the description of this video. And Jordan, if you'd like for me to put your email in the description, I can, or I can just.
I have superstitious beliefs about posting my email.
Okay.
Like it's a throwaway email, but I already get enough spam over there.
You got it. Then I'll just keep it simple.
As long as it's just the About page, that will follow my suspicions, my superstitions.
All right. Okay. Well, you guys, this has been fun. I think, I expect all of you in the chat to really think you've got a week now before next Theory Thursday to think what your theory is. And if you want to be in the hot seat next week, now I'm going to limit these, generally speaking, to 10 minutes. Okay. Like 10 minutes of theory, 10 minutes of question. Jordan was a fantastic sport this time. He really saved me because there was a different whole other line that I thought we were going with, but it had been a long time since Jordan and I have caught up. A lot has changed for you in the last, it's been about a month and a half since we have last streamed. So
a lot of testing.
Yeah, a lot of testing. So thank you so much.
And what I can do to help out for the next one, I do share your theory. I used to do it every night. I don't do it every night anymore. But by next week, I will have probably talked to 15, 20 other theorists who will share their theory. So I'll ask them on my spaces if they want to connect with you to go on this show. If I find a few that seem good.
Perfect. Yeah. Pass them along to me, send them my way. And it's It's really not too bad, you guys. Y'all know I'm easy to get along with. I'll protect you from any of the meanies in the chat, but everybody around here stays pretty kind. They know it's a safe space when you come around here.
But if you go on my spaces and share it with me, be prepared for a lot of questions.
Yes. I mean, consider me the warm up. I save the tough questions for the officials. Just wait till I go to Utah. Anyway, okay, you guys. Well, thank you so much. Man, it's 10:30 already here, and I haven't had dinner yet. So I should probably get to that. Jordan, thank you so much for spending your evening with us. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us tonight, and hope to see you tomorrow. I'm also working on something really fun for Saturday night, you guys. So make sure that you are staying tuned for that. And have a great night. Bye.